Hello students, welcome back to your class. Today let's learn resources and development. Probably this has been done in online class. So those who have missed out, please do watch this and clearly I will explain and give you what is all about resources and development. Okay. First let's move into what do you mean by resources. So if I ask you the question, what do you mean by resources? You may say the answer, ma'am, the resources are the thing which is available in the nature. So everything which is available in the nature is known as resource. Of course, I agree with you. So here, everything. So don't expect only naturally available things are known as resources. Including the man-made resource also is known as the resource. Starting from one safety pin to a very bigger aeroplane, it is also a resource because a safety pin also plays a very important role in the life of every person, isn't it? So every resource, it has its own role to play. Okay. So now, as you all grown up children, today we are going to learn this meaning of resource in a broader way. So actually what is the resource? So the resource, everything available in our environment and which will satisfy the needs of the people. Okay? And including that, very clearly it mentions that it is technologically accessible. Try to underline the word technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable. Try to understand the concept. So resources are there everywhere, the resources we find. Maybe online class I gave an example of petroleum. Okay, you take petroleum or no, we'll take a different example here in the class. So that maybe you take it coal. Okay, coal as an example. See, coal which is available, which is used to burn. Understand? So, technologically accessible. What do you mean by technologically? So, your present way of utilization, how to take, how to remove, how to utilize the people. Technologically, everybody have accepted. Yes, coal can be utilized. Petroleum can be removed in such a manner. It can be utilized because petroleum direct removing, you cannot use that. Purification has to go on. So, the segregation of petroleum has to go on. So, that has been done. That is technologically accessible. Economically feasible. People should be able to buy that. So the things, whichever it has been given to the people, economically feasible. Everybody should be able to buy that. So petroleum. So it's a need of a people. Without that you cannot live it. So we purchase it. How much ever, who is a poor, who is the rich person also. We buy petroleum. So economically feasible. Culturally acceptable, culturally, society-wise, every people have accepted that, yes, it is a resource. Are you clear with this? This is the broader meaning of resources. Next, we'll move into that. See, the process of transformation of things, like how we available in the environment, everything. So, there is an interdependence. Simply, lots of things are there in the nature. Human beings are there. Without the touch of a human being, anything which is there in the nature cannot be a resource. Until unless human beings utilize that, modify that, so then only that becomes a resource. Are you clear with that? So that is the reason there is an interdependence. So there is a connection between a human being as well as nature. So now let's learn about the classification of resource, how we have divided. So first thing is that on the basis of origin, it has been divided into biotic, abiotic. On the basis of exhaustibility, renewable, non-renewable, and non-renewable. And as a ownership, individual, community, national and international. So let's come off there. So on the basis of origin we have studied like biotic and abiotic. smaller class also might have learned. So biotic resources are those which has the life. Biotics are those resources are those which has the life. Isn't it? Okay, human beings, plants and animals are known as biotics. Abiotic when you take into consideration which doesn't have the life. Clear with that? Yes. Next we'll move into the on the basis of exhaustibility. What is exhaustibility? How much do you use? How much will get over? Isn't it? So these resources have been used into two, that is renewable as well as non-renewable resource. Renewable, the word only tells renews, reuse. So the resources which can be reused. So the example is, which are the things you can reuse it? Solar, wind energy and water. So these are the examples which you can reuse, including forest. So non-renewable thing is that, so it take non-renewables are which cannot be renewed, maybe the minerals. So you may say like man, it gets renewed. It will get renewed, but it takes many years. So once it gets over, it takes many years to renew itself. Next is the dividing of a resource on the basis of ownership. So the resources are there. Who is the owner of this? First, let's move into an individual owner. Understand? The first thing you should keep in the mind that a country has lots of resources. So the first, whatever is there in your house or your own property, whatever it may be, first owner is the country is your owner. Understand? It has divided into an individual and community there. So individually, what are the things you use? Your property, your house, whatever it may be, etc., etc. So that comes under individual resource, but on behalf of that, you pay tax to the government. So the government is the owner there. So government is not able to look into everything. So on behalf of government, you people will take into care of those things. On behalf of that, you pay a tax. Are you clear? Then this is known as individual. Community. The word tells you community. So there are resources, especially you might know about the graveyards, playground, grazing land, public parks. This is not the owner. One fellow cannot own. You cannot say no. Only my cow has to graze here. If until and unless it is your own property. So especially now in villages, there are land which is left like that barren. That means it has been not used. So that is meant only for the cows to graze. Understand? So who is the owner? The whole community of that village is the owner. Nobody can go and construct the house over there. Graveyards. Understand? The burial grounds. So these things are known as community. Okay, another concept will come. National resources. Which are those known as the national resources? So of course, beginning of the class I told you, the resource which are owned by, of course the country owns. There are some things which country itself owns. They are of, because no individual, no community will own them. They are of roads, road, railway, airport, canals. So these of course it is totally controlled by the country. And moreover, a very good new concept to you is the oceanic land, oceans. The space of ocean. How is that? So you may wonder how is that actually. Now India is 3 sides is covered with the water. Now how much water land is available to India? So you can see the whole Arabian Sea belong to India, whole Indian Ocean as well as Bay of Bengal. Actually, there is a specified area that is actually 22.2 nauticals. 22.2 nauticals. That means the kilometer. Almost all 19.2 kilometers. Almost all 20 kilometers from your place to the ocean land. Only so much will be your boundary. That is why your navy is kept. No other country can acquire up to 20 kilometers, 22.2 kilometers, the land belongs to you. And the next land is going to belong just now I told you the area of our ocean, I told you 22 kilometers, and the left of place will be there now. So these all things will be belonging to a international boundary. So you may ask a question, who is the owner of this? So maybe we have an organization, UNO, United Nations Organization. Under that we have a different wings. Maybe under that some economic zones. Understand? So maybe the oceanic zones, or it is called as an economic zone, exclusively economic, they have given idea, economic zone. So these certain beings, so they are the in charge of this, especially space, including a space also. Understand? So here anything has to be done, we have to take the permission of the international committee to do some excavation on all these things. Okay. The next you have about resources on the basis of status of development, that I will go in the next class. Are you clear with this? Okay, let's recall. In this class today I talked very clearly what is the meaning of resources. Then I talked about the types of resources: biotic, abiotic, exhaustibility, renewable, non-renewable, ownership, individual, community, national as well as international. Hope you have understood the class. Let's meet in the next class. Have a good day. Thank you.